Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm doing my first ever gossip and glam video where I get glam with you and we gossip about whatever the I feel like.
I mean, where the should I really even start?
A little disclaimer before I start the gossip and glam sesh. I thought I came up with this idea myself. My name is Stink Face Glam, so I was like, ooh, I could do like a Gigi, like Gossip Girl, and do gossip and glam and do my makeup and gossip at the same time because I love to do that. And I thought I was innovative and I was like, oh, this is a new idea, no one's ever done it. And then I went on YouTube just to double check and someone has already done this kind of idea. So her name is Tony Daly. I'm gonna leave her channel link down below, and she also did videos that were similar to this where I believe she did her makeup on and then also gossiped about random topics. I am not the creator of this idea. I thought I was. Somebody obviously had this idea before I did, so I want to give credit where credit is due. Let's jump into the gossip glam sesh. So for today's look, I'm going to be recreating this Doja Cat inspired eyeliner look. I thought it would be nice to do that for my first gossip and glam. So I kind of wanted to make this feel like we're just sitting down doing some makeup, chit-chatting, having a little girl chat about what's going on in the world. Our first gossip and glam topic is going to be about a TikToker named Zoe LaVerne. I don't know if it's Zoe or Zoe. I'm gonna say Zoe because that's how I read it, but maybe I'm mispronouncing it. She is a 19-year-old TikToker with 17.6 million followers. I don't really watch the younger TikTok crowd. I mostly watch TikTok for like educational purposes as well as like the silly little skits that people do. She apparently does like dance routine videos, lip sync videos. So I stumbled across this story. It was just so sickening that I felt like I needed to talk about it with you guys because I feel grossed out that this is actually something that is going on right now. Recently, some leaked videos of her with a 13-year-old boy kissing. It created an obvious show. People were outraged, which rightfully so. It's disgusting. You are a 19-year-old girl, woman. You are kissing a 13-year-old boy. That is disgusting. At first, from my knowledge, she denied it. It wasn't me. We can see in the video that it is obviously you, girl. She goes on a live and admits that is me in the video with this 13-year-old boy. So during this live, she said some interesting things. She was in a bad place and going through a tough time, which I feel like is in everyone's apology. I've been in tough, dark places and I don't talk to 13-year-olds, but you know. That she was just trying to find happiness with a 13-year-old boy. I just have so many questions. How? What's wrong with her? Does she have some childhood traumas? If those videos had been leaked, we would have never known that she was hooking up with this 13-year-old boy. Sorry if you can hear my dog snoring in the background. His snoring is getting extra loud right now. She also calls this boy her best friend. This boy is not your best friend. Girl, you need to go find friends your own age. I just don't understand what you can have in common when you're 19 years old with a 13-year-old boy. She admits on the live that her relationship with him or whatever it was a mistake. But then she proceeds to go on TikTok and make a TikTok video using a Black Eyed Peas song. Kind of insinuates that she's always being canceled every week. Now, I don't know much about this girl. I don't know if she's had other scandals before and just people are always just constantly trying to quote unquote cancel her. This isn't something that you should be canceled. You should be completely removed from the platform. Your content is catered towards younger children. You have completely groomed and molested a 13-year-old boy. So you don't deserve a platform where your entire platform is dedicated to children and for children. Cancel is not the appropriate action for you. You need to be completely removed from the platform. Get some therapy, get some help. Really think about the consequences of what you've done to that young 13-year-old boy because mentally, physically, you've changed that boy's life. It's just disgusting that you don't see it that way. You think it's people canceling you. No, girl, you are gross. This is why I say that it's really bad that she has a platform for children because children are not going to understand the gravity of what she has done. It's just really disgusting and sad that she's trying to make it a light joke when it's an actual serious problem. I think he even tried to defend her, which is insane. This 13-year-old boy has no idea how fucked up his life is going to be right now. After those TikTok videos, I believe it's a live. She goes on live and her mom is there with her. Now this part is just like something is funky here. As soon as she goes on live, she starts to cry. So her mom starts to comfort her and tells her, no, it's okay, don't cry. And you can hear her dad in the background. While this mother is hugging her daughter and the dad's in the background saying, shut it off, the mother is shaking her head and it's like she wants to talk to her fans. And then the daughter turns around and is like, hi guys. And her mom goes, don't believe everything you see on the internet. If a video, and I'm not saying it's not difficult to edit a video to make it look like something, but she's already admitted it. What can we not believe? That she hooked up with a 13-year-old? Because she did. There's video evidence. As her mom, I understand wanting to defend her and be there for her. I also think it's important to find out why your daughter is doing that. Why your daughter had a whole relationship with a 13-year-old. I also don't understand the whole she wants to talk to her fans. Like, obviously the father wasn't really okay with her crying on camera for everyone to see, and the mom was like, no, she needs to talk to her fans. It was just a really weird reaction. So Zoe mentions that her and the 13-year-old boy are still best friends, but they can't speak anymore. They shouldn't be friends, period. I don't know if that's his parents making sure that he doesn't speak to her or if it's lawyers. I'm not really sure if there's any litigation going on right now against her. Just imagine a different scenario where the roles were reversed, where the 13-year-old was a girl and the 19-year-old was a boy. We all know the massive uproar if it were in that scenario. Now, why is this girl still allowed on TikTok? Why is she allowed a platform? And why has there not been any legal repercussions against her? Do you think that she's just a 19-year-old girl who made a mistake and should be forgiven? Or do you think that she has some really dangerous tendencies that can cause harm to this 13-year-old boy and has caused harm to this 13-year-old boy and should be removed from the TikTok platform? What are your thoughts? Let me know down below. Now that we're gonna move on to the face part, we're gonna talk about a popular beauty YouTuber by the name of Amanda Ensing. I have a lot to say about Amanda Ensing. To be honest, I can't say that I am or have been a huge fan of her. So when it comes to politics, everyone has their own opinions and their own beliefs. I support the fact that people can have their own opinion. I also support the fact that if I choose to not support your opinion, I can do so. And if I choose to remove you from my life because your opinion severely clashes with mine, I don't mean you like pepperoni in your pizza and I don't like pepperoni on my pizza, so now I can no longer be your friend. Not like that. But I'm talking about if you believe that black people are less than because of the color of their skin, then for sure I'm not gonna with you. She is apparently a Trump supporter. There was a whole blow up on Twitter. From my knowledge, I believe her boyfriend is very vocal about his support of Trump. A lot of other influencers were coming at her pretty much saying that it's not shocking and that they're no longer supporting her. How can she support someone that supports X, Y, and Z or doesn't support X, Y, and Z? I can go into the long list of things that Donald Trump has done or said that has been hurtful to minority groups, to the LGBTQ plus community. If you're interested in that kind of thing, definitely do your own research and don't do research on social media platforms. Yesterday, she released a video. It was called What's Next for America. After the tweets that she had released, I really didn't want to watch this video. Boy, was it a show. So in this video, she talks about what went on during the past few days after the election when it was revealed that she is a Trump supporter. Despite how I may feel about Trump and how I feel about people that support Trump, everyone is allowed to have their opinion. The best thing that you can do as an individual is educate yourself and align yourself with whatever makes you happy and fits your morals and your life. Don't listen to what everyone else is telling you to do. You support what you want. And that's something that I agree with her. My problem is some of the comments that she made in this video and also her sources for information. In one point in the video, she implies that Trump is the reason why there is peace in the Middle East. She talks about how people were reacting to her on Twitter and things they were saying, and she also mentioned how a few of them claim to be Christian. And she says, well, how can you be Christian if what you're saying to me is not what typical Christians would say? She says, whatever Bible you're reading is clearly not the same one that I'm reading. I could read a book and get a different interpretation than somebody else that reads that same book. That is the beauty of having different minds. Everyone likes to use the Bible as like a crutch. Well, if you don't support this, then you don't have morals. I don't need to use a book to define my morals. I watched the video twice. The first time I wanted to watch it just to kind of get my genuine reaction, and then I wanted to take notes on it on what I wanted to speak about in this video because it was just so many gems that I needed to touch on. You shouldn't cast your friends, your family, your influencers away because they have different opinion because the media tells you they're bad. Media didn't tell me, Amanda, that your support of Donald Trump is bad. I decided that after doing research on on who Donald Trump is as a person. And I decided that your support of him doesn't align with my morals and my personal life because I don't support Donald Trump. We are all human beings with our own brains and we all do our own research. Some use reputable sources, some use TikTok videos. She also says some really corny ass line that's like, television tells your vision. My vision isn't watching a white person go into a school and shoot it up. My vision isn't watching a white man shoot a bunch of people during a concert in Las Vegas. That's not my vision. I don't envision war or 200,000 people dying from coronavirus. Television is the reality of what's going on in this world that I sometimes would like to ignore, but it's not my vision. One of her followers sent her some kind of song lyric that's like a bunch of dumb people with smartphones, and honestly I couldn't agree more. You should educate yourself. There are libraries that are public and free and that you can go to. You can Google organizations that have done research papers, that have shown studies. There's so many studies out there, research that you can do. Most people will see a headline. A lot of times with the media, they'll create a headline that's really catchy. It's a clickbaity title that makes you want to click. And it may be words that are switched around to make it seem like it's a certain narrative, but when you read the article, you're like, but that's not what the headline implied. Most people don't even get to the actual article. They'll just read the headline and say, oh, do you see this? I need to post this. And not even read what the article is actually about. A lot of times people will post articles that came out in 2008 and claim that it came out now. That one comment that she made about dumb people with smartphones. People in general just don't do the necessary research before they share something, before they speak on something. If you're not really educated on something, it's okay to say, I don't know much about it. I'm not gonna speak on it. I would rather people be honest, they don't know something, than pretend to know something and spread misinformation. You don't realize how big of a voice you have. You may think, oh, I only have like 10 followers on Facebook, no one cares. But those 10 followers may have 100 or 100,000 followers. And they see what you share and then they share with their 10 or 100 or 100,000 followers, and then that gets spread. And this is how misinformation gets spread throughout the internet. On her description box, she had wrote, thumbs up is woke and thumbs down is asleep. Now you know my ass click that thumbs down real fucking quick. If me doing my due diligence is me being asleep, and if me disagreeing with you means that I'm asleep because you just said that we shouldn't judge one another, and that we should be accepting of others' difference of opinions. But now that I don't accept yours, I'm asleep? You're right, I'm asleep. Right, Vegas? You sleep too? The best part of this video is she talks about sources and educating yourself, which is what I've been pushing this whole video. Educate yourself. Don't let what somebody else says be the end all be all. Do your own research. She tells everyone that she has some sources linked below in her description box. So of course I'm like, let me go check these out. So I go to these sources. They turn out to be a shit ton of TikTok links. TikTok. Your sources are TikTok, and you claim that they're fact-based commentary videos. She also posts Facebook commentary videos. These are her sources. Now I'm not saying that TikTok isn't educational in its own way. I've learned how to fold towels like a spa. But am I gonna take what somebody on TikTok says as a fact, or am I gonna do my own research? To say that you have sources of information and only link TikToks and Facebook commentary videos, no studies, no research papers, no organizations that back up what you're saying, Amanda Ensing, I really wish that you would use your platform for good. You are allowed to support Donald Trump. There are obviously a lot of Americans who are on the same page as you. I think it's wrong of you to not educate your audience the correct way and not to give them the resources that they deserve to make their very informed opinion. I need to add a few finishing touches, but we're gonna talk about Larsa Pippen. I don't know much about her except for the fact that she was married to Scottie Pippen and that she was best friends with the Kardashians. Now it seems like they've fallen out. I do remember that random time when Kanye was going on his Twitter rants and he randomly mentioned her in a tweet with no context. And then after he wrote that tweet, people started to realize that she and the Kardashians were no longer following each other, and they were like, oh my god, what's going on? They were speculating that she had like an affair with Tristan, which, why is Tristan always the one? So she ended up going on a podcast, I believe it was called Hollywood Raw, and they asked her what happened there, why are you no longer friends with them, what happened with Kanye. Claims that Kanye was brainwashed the Kardashians, and then doesn't go into exactly what he brainwashed them into thinking. So I think there's something that has happened or did happen that she's just not willing to discuss. She also claimed that Kanye would call her at like 4, 5, 6 in the morning to rant. Once or twice she called me and and it's a serious problem and you need to get some thoughts across, I'm totally down. But if you're calling me all the time randomly 4, 5, 6 in the morning to rant, I'm gonna tell you that you need to get a therapist and call them. That is draining for people. After all of these multiple calls, and this is obviously alleged, we don't know if this is true or not, but this is what she's saying. She eventually blocked him because it was draining to talk to him, which I totally understand. And maybe that pissed him off, or maybe there's something else that happened, but she kind of implied that that was like the beginning of what caused their downfall. He started to put in their heads that she was this or that. And she also claims that Travis Scott said that they were at a club together and that she was flirting with him. He ended up telling the family, and that caused even more of a problem. They're not down with their friends hooking up with their men. Other way around, she claims that's not true. She claims that he was probably high. The thing is that she said a comment says, I left with the same people. No one's saying that you had sex with him, girl. He said that you flirted with him. She also claims that she met Tristan first and that she had brought him to a event that Kim was throwing or Kim was at or something of that nature. She had introduced him to everyone. She doesn't say if they hooked up. She had brought him to this party, and that a week or so later, him and Chloe started to hook up, hang out. I think Larsa's not being super forthcoming. I think she was a lot more forthcoming than I was gonna give her credit for. But at the same time, I think that there's some parts that she's not really being forthcoming about, which I get. It's probably not gonna paint her in the best light, so why would you ever share something that's not gonna make you look good? What she's saying kind of makes sense. Like, maybe he was just pissed off because she blocked him and didn't want to speak to him anymore. You don't want to talk to me anymore at 4 in the morning? I'm gonna tweet about you, but I'm not gonna say what it's about, and people are gonna speculate, and it's gonna ruin your life. That's what you get for blocking me. All right, so that was my first gossip and glam session. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was really fun for me to be able to do my makeup and chit chat with you guys. I felt like I was just chatting with my girlfriends at brunch about the crazy shit that celebrities do. So if you guys like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. I'm definitely gonna do more of these. I really enjoyed it. It was so much fun. So if you guys enjoyed it as well, please be sure to give this a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments down below your thoughts about the 3 topics that we talked about today: Zoe LaVerne, Amanda Ensing, Larsa Pippen. Let me know if there's any topics that you would like me to talk about. Follow me on my other social medias. I will leave them linked on the screen and also down below. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and click the bell next to it to notify when I drop another gossip and glam or another hair video or another video in general. Come join the glam fam. And as always, thank you all so much for watching this video, for watching any of my videos, and I will see you all on the next one. Bye.